Ford Focus RS versus Honda Civic Type R is the hot hatch grudge match we've all been waiting for in 2016. Both have more than 300 horsepower, both are around £30,000, and both promise to be about the fastest thing on four wheels down a British B road. As you can see here as well, neither car is shy about their sporting pretensions. Both have some properly aggressive and functional aero with scoops, spoilers and splitters pretty much everywhere. These are not the cars for subtle hot hatch fans. Now neither would be a proper hot hatch without suitably outlandish exhaust either, and here we have 6 between the two. Both at least have the power to back these looks up, a Ford making 350 horsepower from its 2.3 litre engine and the Honda 310 from its 2 litre. However, the Civic counters with a significant weight advantage. If you want to see the full stack comparison between the two, pause your video in 3, 2, now, right, got it, then let's carry on. Cars as good as these most definitely needed an appropriate location to show us what they could do, and where better than Wales. As you can see, we even managed to organise some sunshine for the weekend. Both were excellent out here, as you might expect, fast and entertaining and really capable without ever feeling aloof or distant. It didn't, however, take long for the Civic to establish an advantage. It felt more agile in every movement, more willing to change direction, and once rolling, perhaps even a little faster as well. The Focus certainly wasn't left behind though, so this would have to be settled on the track, and Anglesey would be the perfect place.
First thing you need to know about this Focus, most importantly, is it's absolutely hilariously good fun. It's brilliant. If you're a track novice, if you're a track regular, you're going to have a lot of fun, put simply. It's not perfect, we'll come to those in a little while, but there is an awful lot to like here. The first thing actually I want to talk about, kind of handling balance actually. Obviously everyone's gone on about drift mode and whatnot. That's besides the point for now. It's just really good fun that you can, like a front wheel drive hot hatch, maybe just adjust the balance on the way into a corner under brakes. But with this fancy four-wheel drive, you can get it powering out via the rear axle as well, which is really exciting. And obviously, you know, M135i aside, unique to this segment. So you come in here and you power on the way out, and you can just start to feel it moving. That was more than I originally planned, but it's so much fun. And then in here, it's just leaning on the front axle a bit, and then it starts to power out. It's really good fun. It feels quick enough. I would say the Civic up there, no slower. I think because it's got the weight advantage, any additional power that the Focus has is negated. Gearbox is good. Gearbox is really nice. It's accurate. The weighting's nice. The throw is short enough. Again, sadly, I do think the Civic is better. It's even shorter in throw. It's quicker. It's just better. It's quite heavy, and if you miss your braking point or don't quite get the corner set how you want, it does feel a bit uncomfortable. It'll just understeer a bit more than you think, and it perhaps won't just dive in where you want. The advantage that the Focus does have, actually on track, is some more track-focused rubber. The Honda is on Continental Conti-Sport Contact 6, and this is on the standard for the Ford Michelin Pilot Super Sport, which on circuit is better. There's just a bit more precision, and they seem to last a little longer. The Civic, when they get hot, you'll notice it just begins to understeer, and the diff just isn't quite as effective. So we've been out on the road in these cars as well. We did North Wales yesterday, you know, as you would when you're in this part of the world. The Focus, unsurprisingly, you know, for a fast Ford, now modern day fast Ford, it's lovely on the road. It's really nice. Again, you can't fully escape the weight, but the way the damping just sort of flows at British roads, and the torque you've got from this engine, you know, it may not want to rev, but between sort of, once the lag is gone, between about 2.5 and 5.5, it's really keen. We found on the road as well, Civic, again probably because of the weight advantage it has, is using less fuel to go just as fast, sadly. Sorry Ford, that's the truth. You shouldn't be able to do that in a Ford Focus. It's really exciting, and it's friendly and approachable as well when it does want to power out like that. And the lovely thing is you can do that on the road. You don't have to be pulling silly angles, but to have, you know, the sensation of a car, a hot hatch, powering out on the road, just adopting a little bit of angle on the way out the corner is really nice. Right, so we've changed cars. We are in the Civic, and immediately, as I suspected, it feels more exciting. You're probably going to expect me to say that because it's my long-termer. I've been running this for a couple of thousand miles now, but the fact of the matter is, on a circuit it's just more exciting. Everything responds just that much more keenly than in the Ford, you know. Just, it's sharper to turn in, it brakes harder, it shifts gear that bit quicker. I know the Focus is exciting, this is just more exciting, to be honest with you. It just feels more natural on the circuit. The Focus is probably a bit sillier and more willing to play, but if you want to go really, really quickly on a track, but also feel involved and love the experience, then you want a Civic. It just feels brilliant. We've got it in R mode, the same way we had the Focus in race. It's perfectly suited for track. It's interesting because the race mode, the R mode in the Civic doesn't really work on the road. It stiffens the dampers to a point that isn't really usable in Britain. It just, yeah, isn't well suited, whereas the Focus really is. You can use both of the damper modes, but the Civic, on track in this R mode, it sharpens up the throttle response nicely as well, which you really want on the road, but because you can't do it outside of all the other parameters, you kind of leave it switched off. Where the Civic starts to struggle a bit is corner exit traction. The diff itself is really nice to set up, and on the road feels great because you're not on the very limit. You know, it drags the car out really nicely, and on a dry day just as convincingly as a four-wheel drive does in the Focus. But on track, these Continentals, these Sport Contact 6s, don't quite have, there you go, don't quite have the precision to really get the most from that diff, and that is a shame. Cars like the Focus that will offer Cup 2s as an option, obviously Golf Club Sport as well with them. I really think for the Civic to make the most of, you know, its track optimised settings, it needs a more aggressive tyre. Turning is way, way sharper, I think, than the Focus. And it ties in with this energy, this sense of it just being really alive, really well. You know, it's not quick and catching the car out. It's quick and entirely in tune with the rest of the car, which again, you know, when a car is alive and quick to respond, it's so exciting. Also, gearbox, I can't believe it's taken me this long to mention it, is tremendous. It is one of the best manual gearboxes you can buy at the moment, regardless of price. The shift is tight and it's quick, but it's really nicely weighted as well. You feel connected. The clutch is nicely weighted too, and it really, really adds to the experience. You know, you get your downshift sorted, you get the shift lights engaged. It's as to show people what manual gearboxes are all about. This is best of the kind, I think. Brakes as well are absolutely fantastic. They're both Brembos on these cars. For me, just the Civic, perhaps it's the weight advantage again. It does just feel more willing to stop. I think the pedal's a bit firmer, and it lasts longer too as well. You know, we've still not got the pedal that long on this, whereas the Focus, you give it a few quick laps and it doesn't wilt. You know, the power doesn't disappear from the brakes, but they're just not quite as confidence inspiring. Also, the benefit you get with this Civic is tyres. It's some genuine aero, and you can feel that here in the higher speed corners. The lower speed corners, the Focus does have an advantage, I think, because of those tyres and because of the four-wheel drive. But here we go up to Church, quick 4-speed corner, the dab of the brakes, and you turn in, and you've just got so much confidence. And then the tyres will wash wide a bit, but the car itself feels really, really planted. It's almost like the aero grip is in excess of the tyre grip. It's a bit bizarre. I don't want to say it's hardcore, because it's not. It's sat-nav and aircon and whatever, but it just feels so low and hunkered down to the road, and just like it wants to attack every apex, every braking point, every straight. And yes, it doesn't rev to 9,000 RPM, it doesn't kick in anywhere, blah blah blah, but it's a really, and I loathe to use the word again, exciting turbocharged engine. You know, whereas the Focus, as I said, is kind of giving up by 6, we're heading towards 7 now. All the shift lights are engaged, and it feels like it wants to go quicker still. I really do think this would go comfortably beyond 7. It's just really revvy for a turbocharged engine, which, you know, for people who miss the old VTECs, is going to appeal.
And don't forget, for more videos like this, subscribe to the PH YouTube channel here.